Hello, you wonderful, wonderful people. I am Renee, and I am, hopefully, this is your second video that you've seen of me. So, today I wanted to go over what the question is. What is zero waste? And just to get that out there, figure out what we're doing, that sort of thing. So, and I have my notes here. And so, zero waste is a philosophy that encourages a redesign of resources. So, resource life cycles, so that all products can be reused. So, currently, in the US economy, and probably worldwide, we have a linear economy where things are made, things are grown, things are made, we use them, and then we throw them out. So zero waste tries to redesign that so it's a circular economy. So things are made, we use them, we reuse them until we can no longer reuse them. And the things that we cannot reuse, we try to either recycle them, make them rot, so compost them, or don't use them in the first place. The things that cannot be reused. So it started off as a business term, which emphasizes waste prevention, rather than the end-of-pipe waste management. So, like I said, trying to get things to be reused and using a little bit less plastic, and because recycling plastic isn't really recycling, it's downcycling. So it emphasizes the circular economy versus the linear, because there's only so much room in landfills. And recycling, I'll get into that later. So, packaging needs to be kept to paper, cardboard, glass, or aluminum. All of those things are endlessly recycled, and thus promote the circular economy. So, as far as clothes go, you can thrift clothes, buy stuff secondhand, you can donate or upcycle clothes that cannot be donated. So, for the things that I did, I had a pair of jeans that had a rip up the crotch, so they're totally unusable as jeans. But I turned them into silverware carriers so that I could use less plastic bags. On another thing, I had a ripped skirt. That was a maxi skirt. It was big, lots of fabric. So I turned them into washing rags and handkerchiefs. And they've been invaluable. I just use them, throw them in the washing machine, and I can use them again. It's great. And I think I've saved, at least $10 over the last, 6 months. But that adds up. It adds up. It's good. So it de-emphasizes the use of plastics, because they can only be downcycled. By that I mean they can only be turned into say you have a plastic bag from the grocery store. That cannot be turned into another plastic bag when it's recycled. It gets turned into flakes, plastic flakes, and then gets turned into park benches. or something equally unrecyclable, and those end up in landfill when they're no longer used, which sucks. So, and since plastics are mostly made of fossil fuels, they are extremely low EROI, which is the economic return on investment, because all of the oil that's being pumped out of the ground right now is not easily accessible. So, and it's also a non-renewable resource. So, the zero waste movement also emphasizes composting, veggie scraps. Sometimes you can do animals, like meat animals, if you do it right, but I'm not an expert on that. I've never done it before. So, the cool thing about compost, it turns veggie scraps using worms, fungus, bacteria, awesome stuff, and turns that into new soil. Fantastic, right? So, you can grow more plants. Cool. Potting soil, so it can be used for potting soil. I will be making another video about composting specifically, because I think it's a fantastic thing. So, yes, that will be a thing. And, so, to recap, but to go through things, the zero waste movement emphasizes 5 things. The 5 R's. Refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. So, refuse. The thing that you don't even have to buy anything to do this. In fact, it probably saves you money. Refuse. Don't use things that you don't need. So, common one is plastic straws. Most people that are not medically where it's not medically necessary can go without straws. My husband does that all the time. Not a big deal. I personally like them, but I use a bamboo straw. They're awesome. Reduce. Figure out wants versus needs. So, I want chocolate. I need vegetables. So you need to cut down on what you need to live. Like, a lot of us are addicted to chocolate. A lot of us are just addicted to, like, alcohol. Whatever. Or have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. So, cut down on what the things that you need to live. You need food, shelter, water, and companionship. Yeah. So, reuse. The third one is reuse. Reuse resources that you already have, and use up everything that you have. There's probably something in your house that you're hoarding. I am quite literally right now looking at kitchen utensils that I really need to get rid of and go through. They're kind of driving me crazy. So, reuse resources that you already have. And if you can't use them, donate them. Recycle. This is down on the bottom of the list simply because recycling also takes a lot of energy, and a lot of places do not recycle a lot of plastics. So, reduce your use of plastics, and it should be one of the last steps that you go through. in order to reduce your waste and carbon footprint. But it is still sometimes necessary. So, rot. Veggie scraps, paper, wood, ashes, animals, if done correctly. Those are all good things. Like, go out there and compost if you can. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful science experiment if you want to teach your kids how the decay cycle works. It's fantastic. And use it for potting soil. It's great. It's great. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you guys are doing great. And I love you guys all so much, and I'm so happy that you're watching this. Bye!